fear was another level. Like, I know I lost the colour to my face. I was shaking violently. And I got it out my bag. My friends stood in front of me, bless them. And I got it out my bag as the first one was being searched by two teachers, the head teacher and the head of year. And they were being searched first. And I got it out from my bag and I was shaking so violently.
Welcome to Crave the Rave, a naughty podcast for old school ravers who need a fix of the rave. I'm Lady Beezer.
And I'm Jess the Mess. On each episode, we'll be reminiscing over hilarious, embarrassing and downright mental stories from our raver days.
Think trippy tales, fezzy fails and stories from the sesh.
We've seen, heard and done it all. And we bet you have too.
So join us for a trip down memory lane.
Hey, welcome everybody. Wow, we're on episode 19 of Crave the Rave.
No, we're not.
Oh.
It's 18.
18 of Crave the Rave. No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Okay, well, we don't know what episode we are, but welcome everybody and thank you for listening to Crave the Rave. I'm Jess.
And I'm Lara.
And we're back. So, what have you been up to?
Well, I went dancing in the park. That was me today, Hyde Park.
How was that?
It was good. Do you know what? I taught a guy that I've danced with a few times that you can dance zouk, this Brazilian sensual partner dance I do, to drum and bass.
Sweet. Okay.
I got him to put drum and bass on and I was like, trust me, because this guy's the biggest curveball ever. He's like this Asian, like kind of like nerdy guy, but really cool.
Well, no,
cool.
Sorry. You can't be really nerdy and really cool. You just don't want to be mean.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe cool's not the right word, but he's sound. He's
okay. Yeah. Safe. Sound. Stick with sound. Okay.
Oh, like after practice yesterday, he just completely curveballed me and was like, yeah, I used to be in like a band when I used to live in Bristol and we used to do like drum and bass and like dubstep. And I was like, what? Anyway, you just don't expect it from someone.
So he suddenly did become quite cool.
Yeah, but like maybe in a past life. Yeah. But I was like, hey, and I got him to put one of his tunes on and I was like, we can zouk to this. And he was like, mind blown. So that was what I was doing, which was pretty cool.
Did you fancy him a bit after that?
No, sorry, Will, if you're listening. I love you, but what about you?
I've just got back from the park. I took baby D to the park and yeah, I mean, it's hard work having a toddler and on a lovely sunny day, all she wants is rainbow ice cream. And I was amazed because I took her to the pavilion, I guess, CAF there. And I was amazed because, they have birthday cake ice cream and it's rainbow coloured.
No way. I have not seen that.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, okay.
She's asked me she loves anything rainbow. So she's asked me for a rainbow birthday cake. Her birthday's next week, so I've got to make a rainbow birthday cake.
Do you think she's gay?
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't be bothered if she was, but I think kids like rainbows. Do you remember do you still sleep with Rainbow Ted?
No, Rainbow Ted is safely in storage, cuddling my other teddy bears.
So when we lived together, Lara, in all seriousness, used to have a rainbow teddy bear on her bed that she used to sleep with. And one day I encouraged her to wash it and she didn't want to wash it. And then by accident, it went in the washing machine and we just saw Rainbow Ted's little face going, meow, meow, round. And she panicked so much. She was like, turn the washing machine off, turn the washing machine off. Rainbow Ted's in there. And then I said to her, have you ever thought that Rainbow Ted might have maybe been telling you a message when you were younger about your sexuality? To which, yeah, possibly.
I had Rainbow Ted and then I had Rainbow Ted Jr., which I found at like a car boot sale. And I found Rainbow Ted Sunny, I used to call him. So I had Rainbow Ted and Rainbow Ted Sunny. And maybe that was a sign of things to come because I am fluid.
And I just think it's really weird that you would invite people back to your bedroom, like to get it on, and you'd have teddies on the bed.
Now I have 5.
No.
And I introduce them all. And it's such a big green tick or green flag when the person asks, who's this?
No.
And they want to know, like, who their names are. So I say, okay, so we've got We've got Petit Filou, we've got Fressa, we've got Mijuli.
Mijuli?
Her name's Juliet because her brother's called Romeo.
Oh my God.
But it's cuter and cooler to say Mijuli.
No, that is not cute. I'm sorry, that is actually awful. If I went back to somebody's house and they had teddies on the bed with names.
Well, it would be a guy, that would be quite weird. Because you're straight, so... Yeah. Oh, you don't think it's endearing?
No. Do men have a different reaction to it to women?
They haven't introduced them to many women.
Okay.
So you don't think it's endearing?
No, I don't. I think it's quite odd, and I don't think I'd like to go into somebody's room and they've got teddies on the bed.
Do you think that's why I'm single?
I think it would help if you got rid of the teddies.
Really? Okay.
No, it is sweet. It is sweet. It's very sweet. But what if you went into their room and they had teddies on the bed? Oh, you'd fucking love it, wouldn't you?
I'd be like, can your teddies meet my teddies? Like, can we make that happen? Because, like, imagine the chemistry. Imagine the sparks. No, I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know what happened. One thing led to another, and I had... Next thing I knew, I had 5. Oh, and Neapolitina is another one. Talking of ice cream. Nia for short. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Anyway, so that's the story. But so other than making a lesbian cake, what are you gonna do for baby Dee's birthday?
I'm gonna take her down to Lesfest.
Lesbo tots.
Yeah, I think that exists. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna. She doesn't see. She's such an introvert. Like, she's only 3, but she really is an introvert, and she does not like people. She's told me 10 times she doesn't want a party.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
gonna have a party. Just gonna have a nice meal. I've taken her to Chessington World of Adventures, so that's that. But like, one of the reasons that I wanted to have kids, to throw parties for them. I've got so many good ideas. Like, my background's in events, and I always had so many good ideas for my kids, but she does not want a party. So I'm going to hope that as she gets older, that will change, and that, you know, by the time she's 18, we can throw proper parties.
Throw a rave.
So we're not really doing anything for her 3rd birthday. I'll just plan ahead for her future birthdays.
How old will you be when baby D is 18 and you're planning a rave for her?
Oh, hang on, let me work it out. Hang on. How old will I will be? Hang on, I'm working it out right now. So she's 18 and I was 33. Oh.
348.
She was 18 and I was 30.
You're 35.
No, but when I had her, I was 33.
Oh, right.
So I'd be 51, so I can definitely party still.
Yeah, you're fine. You're
but
good.
I don't know, like, I wouldn't... Well, anyway, I'm getting carried away now. I'm looking forward to a bloody 18th. But I've always enjoyed it growing up when we used to go to people's birthdays and then their mum and dads would join in with us. Sometimes they got out of hand and the parents would have to, like, slyly take themselves to bed. Actually, that reminds me of when... Do you remember Anna's 21st birthday?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it makes me laugh so much. So Lara never... You've always held your shit together.
Yes.
You've never really drunk that much. So you're
No.
always quite with it. It's quite annoying because you remember everything that's happened and the next morning you're like, oh, you never believe what you did last night. Or can you remember what you did last night? And I just know it's going to be something absolutely awful. And it's annoying that you can remember anything. Like, the nights when we've been drinking are the worst nights. Anyway, it was our friend Anna's 21st birthday. And do you remember this?
I know.
Actually, I know you won't remember this. I know you won't.
I was hammered.
Yeah. Thinking about it, there's no way you could remember this, but you probably remember us telling you this. So it's Anna's 21st birthday. All her family had come. She's got a beautiful parents' house, and her family had all come down from Scotland. Everybody had come over, all friends and family. So it was like probably one of the first parties where we've got a mixture of like friends and family. Which obviously, as you get older, it's fine, but like 18, you're still quite young, and we were still getting on it loads at that point.
Yeah, big time.
So they had a big party in the back garden. Anyway, Lara bought a bottle of vodka that she was meant to go halves with somebody on, but accidentally drank the whole bottle of vodka.
What? Really?
Yeah, you were meant to go halves, I think, with Lucy, and you drank the whole thing. And Lucy was like, she's drank all the vodka. Anyway, we left Lara to it. She was sort of like, I think you were like lying in bed. You weren't well to start off with.
No, I was fine.
No, you weren't. You can't remember this. You were lying on the bed, like, not well for a while. Anyway.
Really? I thought you put me to bed because I was
We
drunk.
did, but to start off with, you also weren't well. You were like saying you weren't well. So we left you there, and then we all went out into the garden, and the birthday cake came out. Everyone was crowded round. Anna's dad got up to do a speech, and suddenly you appeared. and you were so wasted. Like, you were absolutely gone behind the eyes. Gone, right? And then I just saw you creep behind the crowd and go up to the dad's facing everybody, and behind him is a table with the cake on. It's so unlike you to be like this that I wasn't used to seeing you like this.
Yes.
You then like forced your way through to the crowd and decided to try and give the dad or Anna a hug. And as you did, you were pushing behind the dad, and you were dragging by accident on your skirt the tablecloth that had the cake on it. And so the cake was like dragging behind you as you were like squeezing behind to get to, I'm gonna say Anna.
It was Anna, yeah.
And it was so funny. You were so gone. And I think someone had to come and get you and walk you out.
So what happened was people started shouting, the cake, the cake, the cake. But that was in the middle of his speech. So he's making a speech now. For some reason, in my absolute...
No one was shouting the cake in his speech.
Yes, because I was about to knock it off.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm saying. So that was when I first realised something was going on. Because I was dragging... In my mind, I don't know what I was thinking. I was the one that knew Anna least.
Oh.
Because you guys had all connected with her because she was at Leeds.
Yeah,
I think you guys had connected when you were at Manchester. Yeah. I didn't really know her.
Yes, that makes sense.
She came down. I'd only met her a couple times at like parties and like festival maybe. So what on earth I was doing in the middle of the dad's speech, I remember what I was trying to do was come around the back and put my arm around Anna to be like, yeah, happy birthday. But like with about 40 people, like
all
staring.
Oh my God.
And then people started being like, the cake, the cake, the cake. And I was like, what?
I was probably me saying the cake, the cake, the cake.
Because it was going to fall off.
It was going to fall off.
Yeah,
you were dragging it.
I was dragging it. Yeah. And then I think someone pulled me away.
Probably, I think that was me. And then we put you to bed.
You put me to bed.
But then after that, oh my God, I got fucked. And I cringe at this moment now in my adult life. I cornered the nan. And the nan had now that I look back, the nan had enough of me talking in her ear intensely for ages. And the nan was trying to talk to people that she knew, and I was still talking to the nan. And then in the morning, the parents got up. Everyone went home other than us, that we carried on the garden.
I woke up, I re-emerged from life and came out into the garden and rejoined you guys in the marquee.
Yeah, and then the mum and dad came down in the morning. We were still cracking on.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God, those were the days. I mean, that's happened quite a lot back in the day at my parents' house when we've had big parties. And then they've come down in the morning and like started clearing up the bottles around us as we're still cracking on. There's nothing like that. Your parents' face looking pissed off to sober you up the next morning.
Yeah, you're like, wow, shit just got real.
Because they're hungover as well. They haven't had much sleep either. And oh my God, time to get real. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do you reckon, like, your parents are so easygoing, but what do you think your dad thought? I mean, he was a copper. He was actually in the police at that time, wasn't he?
Well, I remember my sister's friend once offering my mum a line on the tumble dryer. And my mum just said, no, I don't need drugs. My dad was really cool about it. Like, my dad was in the police, and like it was mad growing up, and like every boyfriend I've had or any boys that I hung out with all fucking hated the police, even though they've never been in trouble before and they had no reason to fucking hate the police, but they hated the police. And so I grew up with that as the norm. But like, I have my own opinions on the police and stuff, but it was weird being like a rave and obviously being quite naughty at times and doing things that were illegal because my dad was the police. But if anything, it sort of showed me a different side to it because I wasn't really scared. It actually like made me think that the police are human beings and dads and my dad's mates and stuff like that. And my sister, as I said, was in the police at one point. So it took the fear of the police away from me. It meant I probably got up to worse mischief than a lot of people I know because I wasn't afraid. Which is terrible, isn't it? But I wasn't. So that's why I used to get up to so many bad things. But yeah, I've always thought that like even my dad like has told me that he thinks that drugs should be legal. Like it is actually insane that they're not. Like I listened to a podcast recently about it and it was really interesting. And like this guy that's a scientist that studies psychedelics was saying how like MDMA has been really proven and they did a lot of studies on it to combat severe depression and to fight PTSD. And it's really insane. Like they get people to take the drug whilst lying down and then they'll have like psychologists either side of them and writing down everything they say and feel and stuff. And it's like really been proven to work. Same with magic mushrooms as well and stuff like that. And apparently drugs were only really made illegal because it was the hippies that were doing them. And the hippies were the ones that were standing up to like governments and stuff and actually like fighting for good causes. So the governments made it illegal to try and fight that, basically. So it doesn't ever really made sense, did it, that everything was so illegal and so bad when you can go out and get really pissed on alcohol on every pub on every corner.
Yeah, which I would say 90% of the time has a far more
way worse
like negative or dangerous impact, right?
Yeah, but the most dangerous times of my life, or the times when I've really thought, oh my god, last night wasn't cool, was when it's been just pure alcohol.
Yeah.
So, you know, for that side of things, that meant that I wasn't really afraid. But talking about all the trials that they're doing at the moment, the drugs, it's really fascinating. But when I was at uni, I did medical trials and I had to I had to trial a dose of ketamine every day and go about my life. And I had to go to work. I had a job at the time at uni and I had to take ketamine every morning. And then I had an MRI scan afterwards.
No way.
And it was because schizophrenic people, when they go under general anaesthetic, they can have an episode when their general wears off. So they were trying to test ketamine as a sedative to as an alternative medicine, basically. But they wanted to trial that on healthy minds to like work out what it was. So I got paid £500 to take a dose of ketamine every morning and go about my day. So yeah, it's really funny saying that. Like, guys, I went into like uni and I was like, guys, I'm on ketamine. The teacher's like, well, I'm like, yeah, medical trial.
Oh my god! In what format was it?
A big pill.
A big pill of care. That's crazy. Did you feel it?
Well, this is the thing. I think I had the placebo because I, of course, knew what it felt like. But I didn't tell them that. Sorry if I messed up their medical trials, but I didn't tell them that. But I knew what it should sort of feel like. Well, I think I should in that dosage, you know. But I didn't feel anything. So I think I got the placebo. But that was really interesting. Yeah, and it's funny.
But also, like, it can't be that strong anyway, the dose, because they would have told you can't go out, you shouldn't go to work, surely.
I think they wanted to see you go about your daily life because you had to do a diary of how you felt constantly throughout the day and stuff, and had to swab your mouth. I don't know, but it was, I just find it really funny that I had to do that. Did you got in trouble for drugs at uni, didn't you?
Yeah. So like first year of uni, we were in my friend's room and just kind of getting on it just casually one evening, and one of my mates was smoking out the window and the security saw. They then came up and they walked in and they saw stuff, and it was this whole hoo-ha, basically, and they said they were calling the police, but they never actually came. And then after that, I got called to the principal's dean, whatever. Anyway, the man in charge, and I just had to, like, plead, basically, ignorance, and I was like, it was ketamine as well. He asked me what it was, and I think I said... Well, I wanted to say something that was class C anyway. Yeah. And also, like, I wanted to say, like, I didn't know what it was, you know? And then he was handing me all these, like, talk to Frank leaflets, like, informing me. And I was like, oh my, he was like, you do know? He'd actually printed out, like, all these pieces of paper with all, like, the symptoms and the effects and, like, what it is. And I was like, oh my goodness, you know? Like, just my head in my hands being like, oh, I can't believe it. I had no idea, like, this was so dangerous, you know? And he was like, yeah, you know, we all make mistakes. Bless him.
If you were in the police and you got called to a university campus because they're smoking a joint out the window.
No, it was a cigarette.
Oh, a cigarette?
It was a cigarette. Yeah, but that's what drew attention.
Okay,
and then they came in and there was other, you know... Paraphernalia.
Yeah, I always thought it just so, like... Obviously, there are horror stories and there are situations where it's gone wrong, and, you know, it's not something to talk about as lightheartedly, but overall throughout our years of doing things, like, it's been relatively safe, and drugs have been proven to be safe in the right context. So if it was legal and you can actually make things properly that are not from some god knows what weird factory in some country, and it could be regulated, then it would be a better option, I think, for most people that are going out and getting on it in any other way. So yeah, it's always felt mad to me that it's been so serious. So I remember when we were at school, we had this drug talk and the PE teacher led it, which I thought was stupid because this lady had never done anything in her life. So why she was educating us on drugs, I don't know. But she was. She's very strict. And at the end, she said, has anyone tried drugs? And I was about 15 and I'd just gone through a stage of smoking weed every like Friday with my mates down by the river. And I said, at the end, I said I had. And her face dropped.
Oh, really?
And she said, your dad's a policeman. And I was like, that hadn't even come into my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. But anyway, the story was that she said, what was it like? I said, it was horrible. A whitey. I had to explain what a whitey was to everyone. Because I went through a stage of every Friday whitey, and then after that, I'd never smoked weed again-ish. But yeah, I remember her face like really dropping me thinking, God, is it that bad? I mean, I was 15. Is it that bad? I just had a laugh with my mates down by the river. I guess it is illegal, but I couldn't quite grasp why. Do you know what I mean?
It's conditioning. It's like you're either conditioned to be like liberal and believe that, it's okay to be open and try things.
Yeah.
Or, you're literally conditioned to believe that it's the devil and, whatever.
Some people just aren't interested in trying it. Fair enough.
That's fine.
I couldn't wait to try them. But talking about bad nights and things that have gone wrong, and this is just alcohol, okay? So this is like one of the stories in my mind that always sticks out as like a bad alcohol night, okay? So being out drinking with my friend, and we'd left the boys that we hung out with at the time. We were young. We were only about 17, and she had a few driving lessons. We got back to her house and she wanted to go back to the boys that we'd just left. She fancied all of them. Anyway, it was torrential rain. We were really drunk, and she got in her mum's car.
Oh my God.
And she was trying to get it into reverse, and it was going
What?
It was so bad, the rain. She snuck into her mum and dad's room to get the keys.
While they were asleep?
While they were asleep. And I was going, no. But the rain was so heavy that in the end I got in the passenger seat with her. I thought, God, this is going to end badly.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't bear the thought of her driving down the road. So anyway, she called the boys that we were with and asked how to put it in reverse. She put it into reverse, and all of a sudden, because she hit the accelerator, we shot backwards really fast.
No.
Smashed into a van at the end of the road. Then we had to get out. I had to steer it while she pushed it back into the parking space.
No.
There was all the broken lights and window and everything on the floor. We went to bed. We woke up in the morning. Okay, feeling a bit rough. Open our eyes. What happened last night? You know that feeling in the back of your mind? Something bad happened last night. Let me think. We looked at each other and was like, we crashed your mum's car last night. That realisation, oh my God. Anyway, we went into the living room and there's a note saying, hey, someone's crashed into the back of my car. Can you pick up all the pieces on the road? We were like, yeah, thank God we got away with it.
Oh my God.
But honestly, that was just a drinking night, and that's how bad those nights get.
Yeah.
God knows where we would have got to if she had been able to drive off. God, I actually dread to think about it.
Oh, it's good that you didn't actually get that far.
But people did used to drive like without like licenses and stuff like that back then. It's so dangerous.
Yeah.
I remember once, Max again, he told me a story about how, well, actually, I think they all had licenses. His mate had just passed his driving test, and they wanted to go on a road trip, and they were driving, and the car started breaking down. So they pulled into a petrol station.
Mm-hmm.
They had to wait something like 4 hours for a recovery truck to come. What do they call it? A breakdown truck to come.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out they just didn't have enough petrol in the car.
Oh my God. In a fucking petrol station. That's hilarious.
Isn't it funny? I wonder where they're going. But it was brilliant whenever somebody finally got their driving license and you could actually drive.
Yeah. My first car was a rusty red M-Reg Astra with many problems.
Mine was a Peugeot 105.
No, 106.
No, Peugeot 105.
What? The little white one?
Yeah, and it only had 4 gears. And when DJ Dave on 5th gear used to get in, I used to say, I've got 5 gears.
Oh my God.
But I was so good because you didn't have to get the bus home. I used to be terrified getting the bus home sometimes, that you have to walk past a big group of teenagers.
Oh yeah, the Utes.
I always lived a bit further out than everybody else, so I used to be like, oh, please don't let there be teenagers on the corner, even though I'd just come from a group of teenagers hanging out on the corner somewhere else.
Weren't you the teenager?
Yeah, but it was all right when they were your gang. It was terrifying when they weren't your gang.
Yeah, different Utes, different gang. Yeah.
You don't really see teenagers hanging out on corners anymore, do you?
I feel like you don't. It's a good point. Like that used to be like the thing.
Or parks, drinking in parks. I don't think that's a thing anymore. I think they're gaming and they're all on social media of some sort, aren't they?
Oh fuck, yeah, maybe. We used to like hang out in the park, yeah, obviously have like a bottle of vodka, obviously smoking a joint, and then we'd play like cards.
Cards?
I'm not even joking, we play cards.
What?
Not like me and the gang, me and the girls.
Play cards? We were kissing.
Yeah.
We were kissing and fingering and drinking and smoking weed, really. That's what we did.
That is definitely what happened at night. I'm just talking about
in the
summer days, yeah.
I remember the boys used to graff everywhere.
Oh,
and they would be like, oh, for fuck's sake, like, it's a nice park. What are you doing? Graffing all over it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Although I did have a tag. Did you?
I used to graff quite a lot.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Oh, no.
Shh.
What was your tag name?
Guilt. GILT.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And my two best mates, I mean, we were like 14 or something. And my two best girl mates one was Target and one was Terror.
Oh
so we
my god.
TGT. Yeah, it was embarrassing. It was so bad. Like, it was so bad.
What would you write on?
I really sound like a thug, but everything.
Your year 9 homework diary.
Yeah, let's just say that. Yeah, let's just say that. Mm-hmm.
What do you think my tag was? Which I'll just like say I only wrote on the bus with condensation from my breath and my year 9 homework diary.
Really? You never had a tin, like a can?
No fucking way.
Really?
My dad was a policeman.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, me neither. I'm just wondering.
I used to write germ. GERM.
The fuck up. Germ. No, you did not.
I did, yeah, but I just didn't have the balls to put it anywhere that anyone would see it.
Oh my! Did someone give you that name?
No,
you gave yourself that.
Who gave you your name?
No, I gave myself, but I thought, why would you call yourself a germ?
So, hello everybody, it's Guilt and Germ on the podcast today.
We need to introduce the next episode.
Oh, please,
like
can
that.
we do it? So, Lara, when is a time in your life when you've thought, fuck, I am in trouble here?
So many times. So many times. But the one that comes to mind is when I got kicked out of private school.
Are you going to share?
I guess I have to. Well, yeah, I mean, it was a series of things. I was just a rebel, you know, like I didn't want to do anything they said. I didn't agree with how strict they were. I just wanted to fight them, basically, not physically, but I just weren't playing ball. And the thing that really did it at the end of the day, like, I got in trouble year 7, year 8, year 9, but when they finally called me out of classroom, I sat outside the headmistress's office and I thought, I think I might have actually fucking done it this time. And she called me in and she was like, look, we gave you one more chance and then you stole a donut from the canteen. And I've called your dad and you're out of this school. I'm sorry.
God, out of all the things you could get expelled for, it was the donut that pushed it over the edge.
It was the donut that did it.
Mate, you got expelled for a donut.
I'm a donut.
You are a fucking donut. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean...
When you went to your new school, did you tell people, yeah, I got kicked out for a donut?
No, because the things I did before that were much cooler, but we'll maybe save those for another day. But yeah, that was it. And then I sat outside that office and I thought, oh, fuck. Okay, this cat's got no more lives. But my dad was really sound about it. He literally turned up. He was like, all right, well, are you hungry? You want to get lunch? And I was like, yeah.
You donut.
Yeah. They knew I was a struggling teenager and had my own voice, and they liked that I was outspoken, but obviously I was also trouble. I also had a lot going on at home. I have an autistic brother, so like my parents were patient with the fact that they knew that my circumstances at home were not normal and were very, very challenging. And that's also why I got so many chances with the school.
Yeah, but you blew it on a donut.
But I fucking blew it on a donut. But it's all right, because I went to another school and I went from being like the naughty kid to like the goody kid, the good kid, because everyone else was like fighting and locking the teacher in the classroom and smoking, rolling joints in the classroom. And I was like, oh my goodness, these people are wild. But yeah, that was the time for me. What about you?
I remember I didn't actually get caught, but there was a time when I had 2 rolled up joints in a cigarette box and a lighter, and I was at school, and I went to a strict school, didn't go private school, but went to a strict state school. And some people had been smoking outside where we were, but it wasn't us. And the teachers came and they could smell the smoke, and all the girls that had been smoking ran off. So the ones that remained, there was about 5 of us. We just sat there because it wasn't us. And the teachers came and said, you guys have been smoking. We were like, no, we haven't. So they got us to queue up whilst they searched us. And I knew that I had the 2 already rolled joints in a cigarette box. Now, my school was so strict, so strict, that even a cigarette box is enough to get expelled for. So,
because how old were you at this point?
Like 15.
Yeah.
And maybe 14. And we had to line up, and the fear was another level. Like, I know I lost the colour to my face. I was shaking violently. And I got it out my bag. My friends stood in front of me, bless them. And I got it out my bag as the first one was being searched by 2 teachers, the head teacher and the head of year. And they were being searched first. And I got it out from my bag and I was shaking so violently. And then I was going to put it in the roll of my skirt. And I did actually put it in the roll of my skirt. And then the person in front of me, they said, unroll your skirt. So then it was my turn. So I took it out of my bag and I rolled it into my skirt. And then it was my turn and I was shaking so badly. And then there was 2 teachers staring at me and they said, right, they searched my bag. I had my mobile in my bag and they were like, well, you're not allowed that. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to make out as though it was the phone that was making me this scared.
You're not allowed a phone at school?
Not back then, you weren't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they said, you shouldn't have this. And I said, yeah. But they said, they knew that something was on me because I was white.
Yeah.
So they said,
whiter than normal.
Yeah. Like, lips were white. And then they said, unroll your skirt. And whilst they were looking at me, I managed to unroll my skirt, get it in my jumper and slide it up my jumper.
Oh my God.
But I was on the verge of collapsing. Like, it was that bad.
I hate that. When
like,
your legs are
I was
trembling.
Cold. Like, it was so bad. Anyway, then they were like, well, what is it? And they said, you've definitely been up something. You've been smoking. I said, I haven't. I just eaten a big tuna sandwich. And they were like, let me smell your breath. And honestly, the glee I had to go with my big tuna breath in that bitch's face. Anyway, then I got away with it. And like, honestly, to this day, like, I know they would have kicked me out of that school.
Wow.
I know that my whole life would have changed because they would not have accepted that. They'd kick people out for lesser than that.
Yeah.
They would have made out as though I was like a drug dealer because I had 2 spliffs. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, to this day, I'm like, thank whatever's up there because I didn't get caught when really everything was pointing at I should have got caught.
Yeah.
So that for me is probably, I mean, since I've had many near misses and I've had other scary occasions and I have been caught for other things, but I think in terms of that pure fear, that was it. Yeah. That was as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
What we should do is an episode all about being in trouble at work because we've got some really funny stories about that as well. When the raving days mixed into our work days.
Oh my God, yes.
So actually, if anybody's got any funny stories about them being at work where they've been out of the rave, they've gone to work or they haven't gone to work or something has gone wrong because they've been raving and getting on it and then they've tried to mix work into the equation, please let us know because we'll read it out. There's so many funny stories to be said.
Totally. I already can think of some funny ones.
So I was thinking, Lara, do you mind if we drop the wisdom tip? Because I've run out of wisdom and I cringed myself out at Glastonbury when I went round fucked talking to people trying to give them wisdom.
What? What, you actually offered it? Like said it?
If I saw someone in a bad way, I was like, hey, let me help you out there. Ashley said it was quite sweet, but I woke up the next day cringing my head off. So no more wisdom tips. I haven't got any wisdom. I don't really know what to say. So yeah, if you're having a bad time, maybe talk to Frank.
Fair enough.
Anyway, it's been really fun. Once again, thank you guys for listening. Please, can you follow? Can you share with your friends? We are going to get better and better at the sound side of things and the techie side of things. We are still learning. One day we may have somebody that can help us with the edit. We're praying and we're wishing, and we just thank you so much for enjoying listening to us, and please keep commenting and talking to us if you do have anything to share.
Commenting.
Yeah,
that's it from us, guys. See you next time.
Bye.